today. How they interact, how they learn, how they communicate, how they want their own time to learn instead of being pushed. There's a lot of variation between when we were children and today. So how do we educate the future generation of India? How do we educate the next generation of students? So the next generation of students to educate themselves as well as to find good careers and that they're passionate about and find good work. I think they need a different set of tools. Are we equipped? Is now every school in India equipped with those set of tools to educate our children for the future? I think that is the biggest question. Yes, all kids are going to school, they are studying. How do we assess that quality? And how do we check to ensure, yes, this is what my child needs to do something 10 years, 15 years down the line? I think very few parents are equipped to assess that, unfortunately. So education is the foundation. And there's that old saying, the best gift that you can give a child is education. So they can live on their own, be independent on their own. So Sri Chaitanya, with 36 years of history, we have strived for educating children and making sure they do what they want to do in life and to give them every single opportunity and give the competitive environment for them to succeed through giving the best of teachers, best of curriculum, which is very research based, and with feedback from generations and years of children going out of Sri Chaitanya to medical and engineering colleges. So far our primary focus has been medical and engineering. But now we are diversifying into different areas as we understand the need for the future generations. How do we develop a holistic environment? How do we develop cognitive skills in students? How do we enhance on what we are doing today as a curriculum to develop more logical thinking abilities and decision-making abilities? Because today the world runs on decision-making. Either you make a good decision or bad decision, it will have consequences. So the energy and the skill set that we give the child to not fear for anything, but to break down a problem and arrive at a good decision, which he can look back later and be proud of the decisions he's made and the progress he's made in life. I think that is the most important part of education today, apart from teaching maths, physics, biology, science, whatever, right? The life skills are much needed. So along with integrating technology into this to enhance those abilities, we need to preserve our traditional ways of learning as well. So Sri Chaitanya always has been a mix of the moral, ethical values that education brings into anyone's life, plus added to that the new ways of learning. And now with Infinity Learn, I think we are jumping ahead by several years by integrating technology into offline education. Because we believe that the hybrid model will help a student go a long way, assess himself and give more independence to the student to learn the way he wants to learn. And we see Infinity Learn as a supportive mechanism to offline education to make sure the student learns in areas where he is falling behind. So this gives the student the independence. Yes, if he wants to learn full time in a digital way, he can do that. But if he wants to do the hybrid way, yes, we are there to facilitate all the features needed for a student to self-learn as well. Education journey is a long journey, and there are several aspects that have to come together to have a good background for any student to lay the strong foundation in any subject. So for that, I think logical thinking plays a huge role, a very, very important role. We are strong believers in feeling that education is important and it should be equal opportunity to every child in India. So the digital method will make that journey much easier and bridge those gaps. The student can be anywhere, in the corner of any city, any town, any village. Traditionally what we have done with Sri Chaitanya is wherever we are present, in the states we are present, we have identified kids who have the passion to learn, who are willing to work with us to learn, and bring them to areas where we are present. And by doing so, we could cater only to certain percentage of students. But now with Infinity Learn, we have the opportunity to provide the same teacher, same curriculum, similar mechanism of assessments, and developing those same logical thinking abilities, and provide it to every student in nook and corner who is interested to learn, grow, and succeed in life. And as I tell every single student, the primary initiative has to come from the student. Right? The student has to have the will and wish to do well in life for himself. I think that is the starting point. And we as a community in India, we are very fortunate to have exceptional parents who give anything for education. I mean, I'm so proud of our heritage and the way our parents think, that they want the kids to be educated at any cost and make sure they give them a better career, better life than what they have had. I think that itself is wealth that we have in our country, where a parent believes so. And the kids derive inspiration from that. All of us learn from our environment, right? We all do that. And that is how they become so engaged in education. I think for the next generation, of course, we did a little bit tweak to that process, what we've been doing so far. Because I keep coming across a lot of children who, my son alone, he loves learning digitally. What a teacher can tell him in half hour, 5-minute video or a presentation, he's very good at learning through that. Whereas my daughter is very different. My daughter enjoys the traditional way of learning equally compared to digital. So kids are changing, their methodology is changing, their absorption levels are changing based on the medium of instruction. So this Sri Chaitanya, with its bouquet of services, we want to make sure that every single way of deliverable is available to the student so that he can absorb and receive information the way he sees fit to suit himself. That customization is very important for today's generation. You cannot box them into a corner and say, you do it this way and you'll be successful. It just doesn't work anymore. So all of us, along with our teachers, academicians, facilitators, all of us should learn that that is the fact today. And how do we work for that? Because finally the end goal is to make sure the student is successful. All of us derive the happiness from seeing a child being successful. I have that experience year on year and fortunate to have it, and every year when we announce the results, either the board results or NEET or IIT, it's just amazing to see the parents talk to them and to see the students and congratulate them, the happiness that they experience. And the confidence they feel in themselves, nothing like a win, right? When you win, the confidence that gives you, takes you through your entire life and it breezes through. So it's very, very important factor. I think we are very proud of our heritage and we are very proud of the achievements we have had so far. And now we are looking at a new generation and a new era. I think Sri Chaitanya, we are expanding. We are in Delhi with several branches now. Similarly, we are expanding to several states with 200 new schools coming up in northern India. And in the states where we are present, we are a household name. Every family has a child who is been to Sri Chaitanya for their school and 11th and 12th. Extended family, neighbors. So everywhere you go, you come across children who studied in Sri Chaitanya. So we want to become a household name in the new states as well. And in the next 3-4 years, I'm very sure we will achieve that because our methodology is definitely different. We do not train kids only for one curriculum. We offer an integrated curriculum where a child learns everything he needs to learn related to those concepts, related to those fundamentals, so he can appear for any competitive exam of his choice and be successful in the areas and end up where he wants to be. I think that's the most important. All of us have dreams, but very few of us have the ability to make dreams come true. That has been a very unique factor to Sri Chaitanya and the team of administrators, academicians in Sri Chaitanya. And we're very proud of that. So today we come with Quiz Club, which is a wonderful addition to Sri Chaitanya and Infinity Learn, where we will work on developing cognitive skills, thinking abilities, decision-making abilities, logical thinking for every student in the country along with every Sri Chaitanya student. And we have a huge research data available to work on that, to make sure we have our theory right, and we have worked with so many students to ensure how we can, to give a path towards improvement in those specific areas. Thank you.